morning, everyone, and welcome to a new show which I've just decided to create when I was in the gym this morning. It's called Extra Time Breakfast Show, where every couple of days I will give you a breakfast show in the morning, talk about all things what may have happened overnight, or any events what happened the day before, which we may have missed if we haven't done a show. But most importantly, if you haven't already, please click the like button. It helps the channel enormously. And if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button. That will go a long way. So here we are with Extra Time Breakfast Show. Obviously, rumours started yesterday with the news what we were sort of dreading, and not just as a West Ham fan, but probably as a Premier League fan in general, of the news of Kevin De Bruyne being out for 4 months with a hamstring injury. Unfortunately, I saw the injury happen on Friday night. I'm just gutted for him. What a player he is, and unfortunately, it's going to cost Man City, and as it is with us, it looks like it's going to cost us as well. Obviously, rumours in the Telegraph is saying that Man City have already made a £75 million bid plus add-ons for Lucas Paqueta. It's still considered to be too low by West Ham. As everyone's been saying, it's in West Ham's hands, and I think we sort of mentioned it on the show on Monday, and I think a few other channels have. You really cannot question Paqueta's attitude if you compare to other players who have gone on strike, etc. So on the game on Saturday, it didn't look like it was bothering him. But as everyone's saying, when Man City come calling, it's such hard to turn down. As we know, we've got the 85 million clause next season. It will be a huge blow to David Moyes and for and West Ham as a club in general if we do lose Paqueta. But there is some other talent out there, and obviously he's only been at the London Stadium for a year, but he's already become a fan favourite. Of course, that pass what he made in the final to Jared Bowen, and I don't need to tell you again what happened after that. But he's played 42 times for the club, including the game on Saturday, with 5 goals and 7 assists. A couple of them have obviously come from the penalty spot, but I just love him. And like you said, you don't get in Brazil's first team if you're not that great. But it's just one of them things where we'll have to move on. But it's not. I'll be gutted, but let's just hope. Obviously, we've been linked with a few Man City players. I don't think Palmer fancies it, but hopefully Harwood Bellis, someone like that, if we can get that in the deal, because I'll get onto Harry Maguire shortly. I think that's the better option, or there is better options than Harry Maguire. So yeah, let me know in your comments what you think. Paqueta, who would you like? I know we won't be able to replace his talent, but obviously we have to move on as a club like we did with the number 41. Obviously, rumours started circulating that West Ham were becoming frustrated with Harry Maguire, and I totally understand this. For me, I mentioned it on the show on Monday, I'm becoming hugely frustrated with this situation. To be honest, I didn't want him. When you compare the situation with James Ward-Prowse, he wanted to come to the club. Alvarez wanted to come to the club. Why should we be bending over backwards to get a player to convince to come to West Ham United? I'm not just saying it. We are a Premier League club. We're not a Sky Six, but we're definitely we're European champions of the Conference League. So we shouldn't be going backwards after winning that trophy, and it seems like we are. And if Harry Maguire doesn't want to be a part of that, then we move on. He gets mentioned every show. My preference, well, there's two. Mine is obviously Jonathan Tah, and according to Jacob Steinberg, we've been offered Jonathan Tah, and I saw him in the friendly match when we played by Leverkusen a few weeks ago. Very calm on the ball, German international. Obviously, he'll have that relationship with Kehrer from the national side. Yeah, I'll be very happy if we pursue that. Another obviously centre back, what I mentioned from Man City, is Harwood Bellis. I would take him as well. I think he's a leader. Obviously, he was a part of the Burnley side, but gained promotion under Vincent Kompany, so he knows the Man City model. Obviously, bringing the ball out from the back. That's what Aguerd does as well. So yeah, that could be another positive transfer if we could get it. Also, it says that we're considering making a bid for Brendan Johnson, the Nottingham Forest winger, Welsh international. Yeah, I think he's a good player, and I remember shout out to a few channels, but I was watching Gary's video on Claret and Booze. Great show. And yeah, if we want to play counter-attacking football, he would be the perfect answer. He picks the ball up and just runs with it. And when you've got the likes of Bowen and Johnson, could Ben Rama's position be under threat? Could we move Johnson out on the right, Bowen on the left, and then all of a sudden you've got that pace? Or could Benny become the number 10 if Paqueta leaves? Like, we've got all that options. Obviously, Pablo Fornal's played well there. So yeah, we've definitely got options, and I'm not starting to panic. Obviously, like I mentioned, losing players, we move on, and yeah, I would definitely be up for that. Probably the maximum I'll probably go is 40. You never know. Nottingham Forest might want a player from our squad. Not that I would, but even Ben Johnson, if they thought Johnson for Johnson, so someone else different, I think that would be a good idea. Obviously, more on outgoing. Sorry if I'm going backwards and forwards. This is the first extra time breakfast show. Obviously, Flynn Downes is set to have his medical today at Southampton. I'm gutted. Whenever I've seen Flynn play, even in pre-season, he looked very comfortable. Obviously, we've lost Potts out on loan to Wickham as well, so it's very concerning. And I think Ryan from West Ham Fan TV said it. When you looked at the only person we had on for central midfield cover technically was Conor Coventry on Saturday, but obviously the Alvarez and James Ward-Prowse does strengthen it. But with European football, I think we would need to get another player in, and you never know who we may be able to find. Yeah, so obviously it's the game on Chelsea comes on Sunday. Obviously, we'll be doing a preview for that. But obviously, Chelsea making some more signings. Obviously, the record signing Caicedo. So when you look at them, and I think they look really good against Liverpool on Sunday. But we'll talk more about that on the preview. But yeah, I thought I'll do this every couple of days, extra time breakfast show, where any news, or of course, if any breaking news happens, you never know. Players may be coming in, players may be coming out. We'll be right back at you with another video. But yeah, like I said, if you haven't already, please subscribe. We're not the biggest channel in the world, but we're trying to get into a good place. Obviously, Duke and Steve with their input, and of course everyone in the chat. I was very Monday's show was very popular. We've got some good views on that, so really appreciate everyone's input. Another thing to say is obviously good luck to England's women who will be kicking off shortly. Hopefully we'll make another final as we did in the Euros. That's me, Andy. Take care, everyone. Come on, you Irons.